Hello and welcome to Invitation to Puzzles, where today I have an agent puzzle for you. And this is an angler's puzzle, which is I believe, a very new genre. So we're going to read the rules. I think this will be the second one I've done. So we'll have a grid. The grid will have some fish. We will attempt to draw some lines within the grid. So the lines can't branch or cross, so they're regular paths, I suppose. Not strictly lines in the mathematical sense, but contiguous paths. A number shows the length of the connected line. So we're going to have like this 6 is going to be attached to a line that goes through. Well, we'll see exactly what is meant by a length of 6. One moment. Let's check. So the number, just to be clear, because there's the castle wall way of measuring length and there's the normal human way of measuring length. This uses the normal human way of measuring length, where you can see that this is length 3 because it goes through 3 cells. And so we can do that. I guess if you sort of like count that as a half and that as a half, it kind of also works with the castle wall interpretation. But anyway, one has to be careful with lengths of lines and puzzles when they talk about them in the rules, because there are 2 different reasonable ways to measure. Well, there's one reasonable way to measure it and one unreasonable way to measure it, but you'll see both from time to time. Okay. So a number shows the length of the connected line. So you're meant to think of the numbers as the fishers, or the anglers, if you will. And so this 3 needs to have a length 3 line attached to it. For example, unshaded cells must have line. Shaded cells are obstacles. Okay, so let's endeavor. So don't cross the streams. Don't. Oh, that's right. And every line has to end at a fish. I suppose did it actually say that? Sorry. I didn't even read the first sentence, which is draw lines so that each person is connected to a fish. This is the worst rules explanation of all time. But anyway, I mean, it's better perhaps than the ones where I got the rules actually wrong, but we live and learn. So like don't make empty cells is one of the key pieces here. Okay, so I guess we can, to start, sort of commence the lines from each of our fishers. And we can, I think, do corner things here. So like this corner can't be the start or the end of its line. So this little bit has to go through here. So then what? Okay, so I guess the next thing to say is, like, I can do this kind of loop shenanigans where, like, this cell has to have line visited to it, and so I can do the 2 out of 3 rule to say it either goes that way or it goes that way, but it can't go both, because if it goes both, I've connected 2 fishermen to each other, and presumably they're not into that, so I can do that. Likewise here, I can connect that like that. Let's see. I'm looking over here to see if I can make a similar argument that if this goes through here, the 7 is just doomed, which I think it is, but I don't think I want to make the argument either. But this cell I can certainly make that argument with, because if it connects straight up and down, the 6 has caught the fish too soon. So we know that is going to come out like that. Sadly, we don't know. I guess we could do math to figure out if the question mark can really plausibly be, like, I guess we could just solve for what the question mark is, right? Because this is let's see, is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a 10 by 10 grid, I assume. I'm going to make sure it's square. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there's 100 total cells. So the lengths of all the lines have to add up to 100. And so this question mark down here is going to be, let's see, so those are 13, 23, 31, 36. So that means this is a 64, I want to say. I think 64 is the correct length in order to make all the numbers add to 100, which they really should, right? I'm just looking back at the example, making sure that was true here. So this was a 5 by 5 example. And you can see here we've got an 8, a 5, a 2, and a 3, which is 5, 10, 18. We have a black cell, which we don't have in our puzzle, which should make it 19. Plus this is 6 long, so that's 25, which is 5 times 5. Okay, so I think this is a true fact. And so I got, 64. Let me just do the math again real quick. So 13 plus 13 is 26, 36, 64. So this needs to be 64 long. In particular, it definitely can't do that because that will not be 64 long. And so that I can't come here because that also won't be 64 long. And now I have to catch this fish from this side. I don't know exactly what happens from there, but definitely the fish has to get caught from that side. Okay. It's possible I should be trying to make reachability arguments, but I admit there is almost nothing I hate more in puzzles than reachability arguments. But we could try. There's also, like, I guess, a parity coloring thing we could do where, like, if you make 6 moves from this cell, you can't end up here, for example. Because if you sort of imagine that the grid is colored with a checkerboard, then you always move back and forth between white and black cells. And so if this is a white cell and I move 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then I'm going to end up on the opposite color cell. We would move 5 times because the length is 6. It's the castle wall thing all over again. So I should end up with this 6. I should end up on something that's on the opposite color. I kind of wish I could see the color. Let's see. So this is on the opposite color. And is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's 6 away. So this is reachable. This isn't because it's on the same color, if you understand what I am saying about the color. I realize it's not. I like to be able to actually color it. I just don't have that feature in this particular area. I can make the lines each a different color, though, so that's something. And then this is way too far away, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, this is way too far away. So this 6 actually has to take this fish, and it has to take this fish somewhat directly, meaning that we can't take any detours that wouldn't bring us towards the fish. So, for example, I definitely can't do that with the 6 because it's already, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over and 1 down, then I have made it to this fish. Okay, so that fish is going there. So given that, the 7 fish probably has to be going here. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this is going to be where the 7 fish goes because the 7 fish can't take this cell, even though it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7 away, but if I did that, this fisherman's line would have to cross this fisherman's line, which I cannot do. This is because these paths are minimum length, so I couldn't detour around to get to here because that would make the length longer. So this 7 is going to here, and again, the 7 is going there as directly as possible. Okay, and so, oh boy. So yeah, so I'm just geometrically trying to imagine that in some fashion, I can pull up my pen tool here. Maybe that'll make this easier. In some fashion, this is connected to this, and this is connected to this. The thing that I'm sort of focused on now is that means all this space up here we need to get into and out of because we need to have a line, and spoiler, it's going to be the question mark line that's going to come in here and grab all this nonsense, and we're going to have to make sure that it gets in and out before presumably getting back to this fish, but who knows, actually. Okay, so oops, I should not randomly put X's in the grid that I will then later think were actually intended to be there. That will definitely be bad. Let's see. Okay, the 5 most assuredly gets that fish now. let's see, I kind of want to argue I actually have to have two pieces that go in here in order for that to at all, the thing about this sort of inlet up here to even remotely make sense. Let's see. Which fish is the 10 getting is maybe a reasonable question also. So let's see. So the 10 should again be getting an opposite colored fish. So the 10 can't be getting that fish because that fish is the same color as the 10. That fish is opposite colored. And that fish is opposite colored. Let's see. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that would allow a detour of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one would also be pretty direct. Okay, well, here's an easy thing, I suppose. Because I even specifically said the 6 doesn't go up here. Well, if the 6 doesn't go up there, then this brown line has to keep going, and it keeps going that way, and that keeps going that way. So this is actually a much easier way to do this than the way I originally did. Now this can't connect to the 7, because again, the 7 needs to directly connect to its fish. And so that actually pushes this down here. These can't connect because it would create, I'd say a mini loop is what I usually call it, but in this puzzle, it's actually a problem to create any kind of loop at all. So it would create any kind of loop at all, and so this goes down here. The 6 now is bullied not to do that, so the 6 goes there, and it can't connect to this whole mess. So this mess comes out here. This can't connect down. That's definitely not where the 7 goes. Okay, and remember the 6 had to go as directly as possible. So that is, it had to make 5 horizontal moves and 1 vertical move. Well, it's made the 1 vertical move, so now actually the 6 has to do that, and the 6 is done. Which is appreciated of the 6. It's also going to let me continue chasing these 2 lines out, or the same line out. That's going to chase the 7, because again, we definitely can't have the 7 go here. Okay, so the 7's going to continue over to there. This piece is going to continue here. And now the 7's actually forced to go straight down, because remember, it had to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over and 2 down. Well, now it's gone over, so now it's just got to go down. The joys of this thing having to be direct. Notice we can actually chase this line out here a ways. Now, probably the 5 doesn't connect with it, actually, because that would be significantly more than 5. We can't sort of create a loop for whatever that's worth. This is sort of at a corner. These 2 can't connect, so they both come down. Let's see. That can't connect over, so that goes down. Okay. So, what happens now? Almost assuredly, these connect eventually at some point. But what's the low-hanging fruit here? I want to say it's something about the 5 connecting to this fish, but I feel there's a couple ways that could happen. I mean, I guess it doesn't happen like that for what it's worth. But I could do something like that. I guess I can't do that for reasons that involve, like, end counting. Like, if I exactly made this a U pentomino, I've created a dead end, which I should not do. I kind of feel like I want to examine all the possibilities of what this cell can do, but there's 4 choose 2 possibilities, but a lot of them don't work. Like, if I make this go straight up and down, I definitely break the 5. If I make it go left and right, I definitely break the 5. If I connect it to the fish and up, I definitely break the 5. If I connect it to the 5 and to the right, I definitely break the 5. Oh, I see. The point is, so here's what to argue. If the 5 doesn't connect down, it's doomed. And the reason why it's doomed is because the 5 will have to, if it doesn't connect down, come this way. But it now can't go this way, or it will take way more than 5 for it to get a fish. In fact, it will actually connect to the 8. It'll have to connect up to this thing, in which it will take literally years for the fisherman to get the fish, or connect to the fish, in which case the fisherman gets the fish too soon, and then we don't get that the fun of whatever delayed gratification or whatever people are saying now. So fisherman can't do that. So the 5 has to do that, which actually pushes the 8. And we know the 8 can't connect to either of its friends. Because if the 8 does connect to either of its friends, then, well, I mean, I don't really need to say more than that. Then that's bad. Okay. This pink line can't possibly come down here, because if it does, it's forced to collect the fish. But this is the only fish the 5 could even plausibly get. I don't even have to think about grid coloring or anything like that. So the pink doesn't go that way. The pink goes that way, which, because I can't make a loop, forces that. I can't catch the fish with the brown line, so the brown line has to do that, and then that. Now this cell's a corner, and the 5 is done. Let's see. Now this cell is a corner, and so we can do that. And now we can remember that this is the fish the 8 is catching, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8 is catching this fish, and it's catching it directly. And so we've gone our one space up. All the other connection to the fish is direct. I can't close this because, remember, this has to be 64 long. So we can do that. This is a corner. I don't know how long this one is. I just know this one, to be clear, is 64 long. Let's see. This comes out here. It would not be 10 long if I connected these, so this has to go up. I really can't connect those still, so this comes over here. I can't connect these either, because that would only be... in fact, it's not even the right color, right? That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's not the fish that the 10 is going to get. The 10's I guess, gonna have to get that fish, right? That's the only fish left. Yeah, that's the only fish left. Yes, okay. And I think this would have been a much smarter place for me to start. If I'd have argued carefully where all the fish went. I could have argued pretty quickly that the 10 actually needs to go here exactly like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 way. And that's because if the 10 takes a more bespoke, interesting path up to this fish, the problem is I've got some line down here that I need to connect, but it can't connect to any fish or fisherman down here, because by pulling away from the wall and then reconnecting to the wall, I've separated the grid in half. And topologically half, because there's a little small piece down here and a big piece up here. But I can't leave any piece down over here, because there's nothing for the line to connect to. So, in fact, as soon as I identify that this 10 needs to connect to this fish, which it does, because this fish is on the wrong color to be caught by the 10, then I actually know... Oops, that's not what I was trying to do. Then I actually know this 10 comes over here. And again, just to review the color, if this cell is black, and then this cell is white, and so you end up in an even number of moves. I always just do, like, if I do 2 spaces, I end up on the opposite color. So if I do 10 spaces, I'm also going to end up on the opposite color. But if this is black, and that's black, so it's not the opposite color. Okay, and so now we basically just have to finish our crazy 64 loop thing, which is going to get chased out around here. Through there. That's a corner. And now we're going to get chased down here. Like that, around through that corner. And now this is going to come around here. And voila, we have done it. Okay, that was very clever. This was nothing at all like the first Angler's puzzle I did. I will note. Not that that's a bad thing for either puzzle, but this sort of shows that the genre has. I was going to say legs, but fish don't have legs. Do fishermen have legs? I don't know. Perhaps in the comments someone knows. But that's going to be all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know how you got on in the comments. A lot of people have recently been telling me in the comments sort of how it's going. I've been enjoying watching the journey of some people have been getting faster, or some puzzles take longer or shorter. So I look forward to seeing how that goes. But anyway, thank you for watching this episode of Invitation to Puzzles, and we'll be back soon with more. Bye for now.